Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a modern tree pod. Why would you want to build a base in a tree when you can build a base hanging off of a tree? Exactly, you wouldn't. This is the future. Welcome to 2017, this is what we build here. So this is a nice little base that you can have hidden out in the middle of a forest, a jungle, wherever you want to build this thing. You could even build this in the nether if you so wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it, it wouldn't fit in the tree it's set on fire, but here we have a nice hanging base. It's relatively safe, it's off of the floor, it's difficult to get into, and it has all of the little things that you might want. It has a bed, it has a crafting table, furnace, couple of chests. The way that you access it is you basically take the tree that it's hanging off of, you climb up the trunk of the tree, it's nice and hollowed out. We eventually get to the top of the tree, like this. You want to then have a branch that you can walk out onto and access the hanging tree. Probably don't want to have any leaves in the way, might hit your head, crack your skull open, but you want to walk out onto the branch that you're hanging from, jump down, hop onto the top of your pod, crack open the door, jump down. Make sure that the trapdoor on the base of this thing is closed, otherwise you'll fall straight through and you'll feel very stupid like I usually do. In here we have all of the things that you can want. We have the bed, we have the furnace, we have the crafting table, couple of chests. You could even stuff more stuff in here if you wanted to, and we can have a nice peek out and see what's going outside. We want to exit this thing, we just jump down out of the bottom. Make sure to close that trapdoor, otherwise the next time you jump in it, like I said, you may have yourself some problems. That is the tree base. As you can see, the tree is also artificial. Trees don't typically come like that, but if you found a tree that was big enough, you could easily manipulate it to hold one of these tree pods. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you do, please do remember to smack that like button. If you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, say hello down there in the comment section. I'll say hello back. And also click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. But why don't I show you how to make this hanging tree pod and the tree. I'll show you how to make just about everything that you can see right here on the center of the screen. Nothing to the left and right of me, just this right here. So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some redstone lamps, some AC wood stairs, some AC wood slabs, some quartz stairs, some quartz slabs, some blue stained glass blocks, some AC fence, some wooden trapdoors, and some levers. Plus, we need all of the other materials that you can see on the screen right in front of you. Pause this video if you have to. Make sure that you have everything, and once you do, you can begin the build. So pick a spot where you want to build this thing. It doesn't need a massive amount of space. An area like this will do just fine. You can actually build it in half the amount of space that we have right here. We're going to begin by building the actual tree pod itself. So start off by placing 3 blocks coming up from the ground. It doesn't really matter what the blocks are as long as they're full-size blocks. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm just using lamps because that's what I have. Now, this is the amount of distance that the tree pod is going to be off of the ground. You can, however, make it much higher off the ground if you like. Do not make it any lower, otherwise you'll experience difficulties getting out of the thing, basically, unless you have some sort of weird trench system. Trust me, just make it at least this high off of the ground. What you then want to do is you want to take the 3rd block and you want to go left of it. You want to go left of the upper half of it with an AC wood slab. Then going left of that slab, do an upside down quartz stairs. On top of the quartz stairs, place an AC fence. And on top of that, place a redstone lamp. On top of the lamp, place a fence. On top of that, place an outwards facing quartz stairs. Going right of the lower half of the quartz stairs, place an AC slab. Going right of that, place 2 AC slabs, 1 and 2. Take the center slab and destroy it. Replace it with a wooden trapdoor. It's much easier to do it that way around than it would have been the other way around. As a matter of fact, I think that's impossible. We then want to go right of that 2nd slab with a quartz stairs. Make sure that it's facing this way to the right. Go underneath that quartz stairs with a fence. Go underneath that with a lamp. Go underneath the fence, or go underneath the lamp with a fence. Then place an upside down quartz stairs facing outwards underneath the fence. Go left of the upper half of the fence with your AC wood slabs to connect back to where you very first started. This is the shape that we're after. This is the very center of our tree pod. Then we want to take the bottom center redstone lamp block and we want to place a blue stained glass block in front of it. Go left of the upper half of the glass block with an AC wood slab. Do an up left diagonal with your quartz slabs from that slab block, only half a row above. Leave half a gap and place a blue stained glass block. Leave half a gap again coming upwards and place a quartz slab on top. Up right diagonally of that, place an AC or wood slab. Half a row above to the right, place a quartz slab. You might have to do a little bit of finagling to get that right. It wants to look like this. You'll have to place a few blocks to guide it. Then, half a row below to the right, place an AC or wood slab. Half a row to the right, below, place a quartz slab. Underneath that, place a blue stained glass block. Leaving half a row's gap, once again, place a quartz slab. Bottom left diagonally of that, place an AC wood slab to connect back to the beginning. We now want to place a blue stained glass block in front of the bottom center blue stained glass block. Place an upside down quartz stairs going left of that. On top of the quartz stairs, place a glass block. Left of that, place a quartz block. On top of that, place a blue stained glass. On top of that, place a quartz block. Up right diagonally from this, place a quartz stair facing that way to the left. Right of that, place a blue stained glass. Right of that, place a quartz stair. Down from that, place a blue stained glass block. Right of that, place a block of quartz. Underneath that, place a blue stained glass block. Underneath that, block of quartz. Left of that, blue stained glass. Underneath that, upside down quartz stairs to form a circular shape. And I've just noticed that I've actually missed a glass in the upper left hand corner. We want to have a circular shape like this. What we now want to do is this, guys. So we want to take this bottom center blue glass block and we want to place a quartz stair in the upper half of it, in front of it. On top of that, place a row of 3 blue stained glass, 1, 2, and 3, and place a quartz slab on top. Go left and right of the center glass with your blue stained glass by 1. Use your AC or wood stairs to form a circular shape like this, going around the blue stained glass. You want to have something which should look like this. It kind of reminds me of GLaDOS from Portal, I don't know why. That's what you want to have, guys. Now once you've got that sorted out, we can now begin on the back, because that is the front of your tree pod complete. So if we come to the back, we now want to do pretty much the exact same thing. So we'll begin by placing a glass block in front of the bottom center, in front of this bottom center lamp. We then want to go left of that, the upper half of it, with an AC wood slab. Up left diagonal from that, place a quartz slab. Leave half a gap and place a blue glass. Leave half a gap again and place a quartz slab. Up right diagonally from that, place an AC wood slab. Up right diagonally from that, leaving half a row's gap, not leaving half a row's gap, up right diagonally from that, just up right diagonally from that, we want to place a quartz slab. You'll have to mess about with it to get it right. Bottom right diagonally from that, place an AC wood slab. Bottom right diagonally from that, place a quartz slab. Leave half a row, place a blue glass. Leave half a row coming down again and place a quartz slab. Bottom left diagonally of that, place an AC wood slab to give you this. We now want to take that bottom center blue glass and we want to place an additional glass in front of it. Left of that, an upside down quartz stair. On top of that, a glass. Left of that, we want to place a quartz block. On top of that, a glass. On top of that, a quartz block. Right of that, a glass. On top of that, a quartz stair facing outwards. Right of that, a glass. Right of that, a quartz stair facing outwards. Underneath that, a glass. Right of that, a quartz block. Underneath that, a glass. Underneath that, a quartz block. Left of that, a glass. And underneath that, an upside down quartz stairs facing outwards. And now for the final layer of the back of our tree pod, place a quartz slab in front of the upper half of the bottom glass. Place 3 blue glass on top of this slab, 1, 2, and 3. Place a quartz slab on top of that third block. Extend the center quartz glass left and right by 1. I said quartz glass, didn't I? But obviously I meant blue glass. We then want to place upside down and regular facing AC wood stairs going around our plush shaped bit of glass to form a circular shape like this. Now, once you've got that sorted out, that is actually the majority of the tree pod complete. We will be doing a little bit more to it in just a bit, but for now, we're going to leave it like that. So, what do we want to do next? You might be wondering to yourself. So, we have to make a tree to connect it to. So we're going to need some blue stained glass paint, we'll need some spruce wood, we'll need lime hardened clay, and some green hardened clay. If you already have a tree to connect it to, that's fine, but I don't. So I'm going to take these two center, opposite facing, on top of the pod quartz stairs, and I want to place 3 glass pane on top of them. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And that'll be 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to place a row of spruce wood on top of these, connecting them, like this. This is going to be the beginning of a branch. So this is a branch. We have to make it look a bit more branch-like. So to do that, we can use our spruce wood to make it a different shape. We can add spruce wood to it, up and down and around. We then want to extend it to the right, and we want to create where the tree is going to be. So say the tree is going to be about there, we want to have the branch come this way. We also have to create the tree in which the branch is hanging off of. So let's take this final spruce wood block here, and let's extend it down to the ground, like this. Take the block that hits the ground and extend it forwards by 1 block. Then do a bottom right diagonal from that block. Then go right of that by 1. Do an upright diagonal, up by 1, up left diagonal, left by 1. You have successfully created a circle. We then want to extend all of these blocks up, and we want to form the trunk of a tree. So again, this is kind of like all completely up to you. How big this is going to be, how like where the top of the tree is going to be in relation to your tree pod, what sort of shape. All of these things are completely up to you. You might not even want a spruce tree, but we have to create the trunk of a tree, and it has to be a little bit bigger than the actual pod itself. Like, it has to be a bit bigger, it has to be a bit taller than the actual branch itself. So we only need a 2-block gap to get out onto the branch, so we can just leave these 2 blocks open. Eventually, we want to just have a ladder, which will take you all the way up from the bottom of the base. It'll come all the way up, and you'll be able to climb directly onto the branch, and if you like, you can also create a little bit of a platform to walk on as well, so you'll be able to walk directly onto it in a perfect world like this. What we also have to do is we have to create an entrance down at the bottom, so I'm going to knock out these 2 blocks like this. We also have to create the base of the tree, so we have to create things like the tree's roots. We have to make it look a lot more natural. I mean, it's fine to have a big circular tree like this, but it's much better if we create a base for the tree. And the more time you spend on the base, the more likely it is that the base will look more natural. I will not spend an insane amount of time on this, but I'll show you the general technique. You basically just want to make what looks like roots going around the base of the tree like this. Like, you don't have to spend an insane amount of time on it for it to actually look like roots, but it wants to kind of look like that. Like, that's not an awful base of the tree. I'd be very tempted to like build up some of these blocks a little bit more like this. I'd be tempted to build that up a little bit more and maybe drag them up the side of the tree a little bit as well, maybe just to make it look a bit more natural. But the base of the tree doesn't look too bad at that. Also, reinforce the branch. So I'm just going to reinforce the branch. I'm going to make it a little bit chunkier like this. That looks a little bit better. A way that we can also do this is we can add leaves to the branch as well. So we can very, very easily just add some lime hardened clay, which looks like leaves, and we can add this to the branch. Be careful not to interfere with any of the glass blocks. So there we go. That doesn't look too bad at all, does it? And we can even add like a sticky up spruce wood here or something like. It's completely up to you how this is going to go. When it comes to the top of the tree, it's very, very simple. You guys know what the tops of trees look like, or I assume you do. I'm sure you guys know what the top of a tree looks like. It has plenty of leaves, doesn't it? So you might want to do this. Here's a tip. Take out your lime hardened clay and create a circular shape that's 2D around the top of the tree. So create like a circular shape that's kind of 2D, that kind of like comes out the top of the tree like this, and it comes all the way down and it connects to the opposite end of the tree. So just to give you a bit of an example, have something which kind of looks like that, right? Maybe a bit bigger than that. Maybe do make it a little bit bigger. Up to you once again. It's completely up to you. I don't know what else to tell you. So make like a circular shape like that, and then add add layers to it coming out in front of this, and be a bit random with the layers. Like, don't extend every single block out, leave a couple of the blocks. Maybe don't always use lime hardened clay. Maybe use a little bit of green as well. Maybe just a little bit of green. We don't need to go crazy with it. Extend it forwards like this, and create layers of green. Don't just create like a big giant flat shape that you've extended. Create layers. Don't rush to do it all in one go, and you'll have a much more realistic looking tree. Add spots of color where there are none. So if you've just got a big giant massive patch of green, add a little bit of dark green, or you know, if you want to make this like an apple tree, you could even add like red to it and stuff. But you can see how I'm kind of doing that. You might want to drag the tree a little bit. You might want to drag like the leaves down the tree a little bit as well. Like you might want to make it look a little bit more like that, so it kind of joins in a little bit better. You guys get the idea. You guys have seen the original version of this. That tree's actually a little bit tall for my liking. I'd have to compensate for that using like, I'd either have to shrink the top of the tree or put in a like bigger, loads more leaves up at the top of the tree. When it comes to the actual tree pod here, you can add, now these are completely up to you whether you want to add these. I don't know whether I actually like this. If you want to add like an acacia wood stairs on top of the tree pod, like on top of the 2 quartz slabs that you have on top of the pod, like if you want to add acacia wood stairs, like one facing towards the front and one facing towards the back, you might kind of like that effect. I kind of like it without that, but it's kind of up to you. If we come into the tree pod itself, if we drop into this, I'm going to get rid of all of the blocks that I used to place the tree pod, like this, and I'm going to place a trap door where the top block was instead, so a trap door there. Inside the tree pod, I want like beds, furnaces, crafting tables, that sort of stuff, so we have enough room to slap a bed there. We can throw a chest at the base of the bed facing outwards. We can place a chest here. We can place a crafting table, furnace there. Plenty of room to do that. We can even add some to the, if you wanted to add some to the ceilings, you could. If you wanted a bit more space, we can also light up the actual lamps that we have left and right of us. I'm using levers because why not? It makes this place a little bit lighter. If we just pop out the top of our tree now, if we just close that door, we just want to have something which should look a little bit like that. And it's a lovely, nice hanging tree house. And again, guys, if you spend more time on the tree, yours will look a lot better than mine. This is the tutorial version. I already have a version of this that I'm very happy with. I don't want to spend ages grooming the tree, but that's the hanging tree pod. We have the actual mode of transport to get there. We have a nice open base of a tree. We can jump up onto these ladders and we can exit them as we get all the way up to the top. Let's make sure this works. We can exit them as we get to the top. We can do a little bit of parkour. We can drop down onto the tree pod. We can flick open this trapdoor, close it again. We're inside and we are nice and safe away from all of our worries. And all we have to do to exit this, as you know, plop straight down on the floor, and it is as easy as that. Now, I'm not going to finish the tree. I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to finish the tree. Let me finish the tree, let me make it so that it actually looks good, and then I'll be back. But the tutorial for this portion is actually over, guys. There doesn't need to be any more explanation. I'm sure that you guys understand this by now. You know what, looking like this, I have created a tree with an afro, but it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad at all. Like I said, if you want to spend more time on this, it will look better. It does look better than it just did. What what I need to do is I need to lop some off of the top, I think. And I think that that would make the tree look a little bit better, because it's looking a little too circular at the moment. Let me see if just that change fixes it a bit. That might look... Yeah, okay, that actually looks a lot better, and if I just chopped it down a little bit more, I think that I'd actually like that a lot more. But the point is, you guys... hopefully now have your own little tree pod. You know how to make it. You know how to customize your tree. You have everything that you need to have a wonderful little base in Minecraft. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to smack that like button. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, say hello down there in the comment section down below. I'd like to say hello back. Also, please do click the like button next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get every single one of my videos sent directly to your sub box. Otherwise, that doesn't sometimes happen. You never know. If you do want to make any more content from me, I would highly recommend checking out the card system and the description below for all of my various playlists. I have so many playlists relating to all sorts of different builds, guys. You won't regret checking out the card system in the description below. If you wanted to make some park build related builds, then check out the park builds playlist. If you want to make some city related builds, skyscrapers, apartment buildings, townhouses, pubs, train stations, churches, that sort of thing, check that out. If you want to make some modern houses, you can see on the screen, check out the modern house playlist. Suburban houses, suburban house playlist. You can see loads of those about. And finally, we even have a wooden house playlist over here if that sort of thing is your thing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. I love these little tree pods, and I'll see you in the next video.